Hey, it's Mr. Burns. I am back for some more. We are on location. This time I'm not telling you where I am. You can figure it out. But I'm somewhere at Robinson. It's right before winter break here, and we're hope you're having a great break. We are back the second half of the year. Here it goes. We're going to talk today. You're hopefully at home or in Rays doing this for homework. This is the bill to law process. Notes, which you have number 9 in front of you. Okay, number 9 looks like this. You should have it in front of you. I gave it to you at the end of class the last time I saw you. And the bill to law process, we will have a warm-up next time I see you. So make sure you hopefully have done this and you're ready for it. And also finish up your study guide for the legislative branch, because we're going to have a quiz coming up next class. After the bill to law process. All right, so on the first page you see that express powers. Remember, there is a little reminder listed in the Constitution, and applied powers are used to carry out those express powers. There's a good website there if you want to type that in after the video that explains the bill to law process a little easier. All right, so let's go through the process. Let's talk about the steps in the lawmaking process. Step 1 is the bill has to be introduced by a U.S. Senator or representative to Congress. Now, as a citizen, you can bring your ideas to your senator or your representative and talk to them about it. But you as a citizen cannot go into Congress and introduce the bill. That can only be done by a senator or representative. If there's interest in the bill will be assigned to a committee, and step 2 will take place. So step 2, the committee, which is a group of senators or representatives that work together to review the bill, research the bill, revise the bill, fine-tune it, maybe vote on it to see if they should bring it back to the House. Many bills don't make it past this step. This is where most bills die. They don't make it past committee because there's not a group or contingency that thinks this bill will be passed or this bill is even worth debate or worth their time. However, if it does make it past this step 2, it goes on to step 3, which is it's brought back to the floor of the House of origin, could be either the House or the Senate, and the bill is debated by members of Congress. And this step could take a while. Again, many bills, which are, again, rough drafts of laws, that's what a bill is, many bills are on the floor and are being discussed at this point. So it might take a while between committee and debate. If it is debated, it is then voted on in that first house and need a majority to get it to the other house. If they don't get a majority, the bill dies and needs to be rewritten or reintroduced at a different time. Okay? If it makes it past this vote, it goes to the other house. So if it started in the House, it goes to the Senate and vice versa. And in that second house, the bill is debated and the bill is voted on. And again, it could die here. Need a majority in this house as well. But if it does make it through the committee process, both houses voted on, debated, got a majority vote, then it would go on to the president's desk. And the president has 2 options. The president can either sign the bill as is, which would make it a law, or the president can veto the bill. Now, the president cannot pick and choose parts of the bill to veto. The president either signs it or vetoes it. And I think the part of the reason they did not give the president the power to veto parts of the bill, that would give the president a little bit too much power. So the president can either sign the bill or veto the bill. And that's one of the checks that the president has over Congress. Now, Congress can go back and override that veto, which is one of the checks that Congress has on the president, by getting a 2/3 majority in both houses. Very difficult, very unlikely once the president vetoes it. If they want to write something different, they would have to reintroduce it, start from scratch, and change the wording and change what the president feels doesn't fit. Okay? All right, going down to the first of the 4 bullets there. Remember public policy, that laws are written by elected officials in order to respond to an issue or a problem. So they're going to introduce bills to the House or to the Senate that focus on a current issue that's going on that maybe needs to be changed or tweaked or improved. All right. So next is the second bullet. Individuals and interest groups help shape legislation. They can do this by lobbying. They can do this by participating in politics. They can do this through voting, especially individuals. They can do this by bringing new issues to the forefront of legislation and to Congress. Okay. Next. We know that we've talked about limited government. That's one of the big ideas of this course, that the power of the government and Congress are limited by the Constitution. They can only do what is there for the expressed and the implied powers. There are some powers reserved to the states and some powers that are shared, but Congress does have checks and balances from the other two branches, and it cannot do as it wishes. It has that power limited in that Constitution. All right, next bullet. Quick reminder that the only individuals that can introduce a bill to Congress are a senator like Tim Kaine on the left there from Virginia, or a representative like Paul Ryan on the right there, the Speaker of the House, who's third in line to become president after President-elect Trump and Vice President-elect Pence. Paul Ryan would be third. Okay, so they're the only ones that can introduce it. You can suggest a law to your congressman or your senator, but only they can bring it to the Capitol building. The president can suggest laws in the State of the Union address or through interviews or through speeches, discussions, but the president cannot walk into Congress and introduce a law. The president can suggest a law. Congress would then have to form a committee and write a law. Okay, last part, slide 12 of 12. The mnemonic device. A mnemonic device is a way of taking the first letters of each of the steps in a process, like in this case, introduce, committees, debate, vote, other house, sign, or veto, of course, and figuring out a way to help you remember it. So taking the first 6 letters, I, C, D, V, O, S, try to create a sentence or a quick story, a quick way to remember that, like we did with Let's Eat Jelly Beans for the branches of government. Something like that. Try to create one that's going to help you remember these 6 steps in order. Okay, when you're done watching this video and you filled out number 9 in your guided notes, what you should do is finish up to 35 in your study guide. And then you should make sure that you understand this process, because when you come into class the next time I see you, you will have a graded warm-up and you will not be allowed to use your notes. So if you have any questions, ask me in class or in Raise. And until then, I sign off from another undisclosed location. Where am I?